Alright, what's up guys? I'm Farbzilla, and what I'm going to show you is how I like to motorboat, but unfortunately not the not safe for work kind. We'll be on the water in boats, we'll be using rad hazard. Basically why I use this boat is because it's the fastest, and there's a mechanic that allows you to gain speed in the air. You'll actually see me use that a lot. It's really simple to use. You just turn the boat 45 degrees and hold the acceleration down and you go faster. Outside of that, there's another mechanic that you use that's just drafting behind the boats, and as I get going, I'll talk a little more about the more subtle mechanics and everything. This is the Tempest race. This includes all the DLC content, so it's 3 tracks, and you actually start off on one of them, and that's Atlantis. We do use in-game time for this because load times do vary, and actually for the sake of the marathon, what I'm going to do, what I normally do, just because the category is all kind of summed up into one, I usually run it without glitches, just for that's what I prefer. If there was a category that included the glitches, I would run it. But for the marathon, I will use the glitches, so I guess it could technically probably end up being a world record, but I'm not going to submit it or anything. Yeah, so as I get going here, one of the more subtle mechanics and very useful ones is called skiing, and I'll do it coming out of this little tunnel right here, but it's you turn on the water and it allows you to accelerate up to 200 miles an hour when normally you can get to like 180 or something like that. So going around turns, and sometimes if you have enough open water in front of you, you can use it. And like I said, it gets you up to 200 miles an hour, and you get going quicker, so it's faster, obviously. Another mechanic that I use is called the wheelie, and I used it off the ramp twice already where I got that red boost. Basically, when your boat's in the air, you can't, the only thing you can do is turn it side to side. But if you can get the nose to pop up just from hitting a ramp or hitting a wave or something like that, you can use it to gain height, and you can also use it to gain speed. It just kind of like shoots you up. So coming up right here off this ramp, now I'm going slow, but it will get me up to 200, and as you can see, it kind of launched me up in the air. So you use that kind of to cut a corner there, and there's some other uses for it. Sometimes you can jump into the wave, right? Oh, I missed it. Kind of like how I was about to, and you get just like a little bonus. But I do have chat open too, so if you guys have any questions, I can answer it. I can't really answer it while I'm playing, but I can look in between and everything. So there's 2 glitches. This track has the first one in this run. It is pretty tough to do because you go underneath the map and you still have to hit the checkpoints within like the track's confinement. I'm not very good at it, but I'm gonna try it. But there is a failsafe, but it just costs a little time, so it's not that big of a deal. But it's coming up here around this corner. I forgot to get some extra boost, but that's okay. Just go slow. So you come up, get into this corner, let go of the gas, drops again, and you turn. So this first checkpoint is the simple one to hit. And in this mode, you actually don't know when you hit the checkpoint, so it's kind of tough. Like if you were doing a single player race, it would pop up, but the second one is hard to hit. Ooh, but I think I might have gotten it, so we'll see. Yeah, and part of the reason why I don't like to use it too is because I can't... Ooh, I missed it. So I gotta go back and get this checkpoint, which it spawns me right here. But that's part of the reason why I don't like to use it. And, for me, The 2 out of bounds glitches, I can normally finish the track faster without them anyway, so it's, I don't know. But the other 2 are reset abuse, I guess you can call it that. Yeah, like see, my normal time on that's 1:12-ish, but I missed it, so you know. So here's another one that absolutely I cannot do it faster, but for the sake of the marathon, I'm gonna show it off. So this game does have a little RNG, and it's mainly based on the AI. The water is on a global timer, so if you're on a pace that you are familiar with, the water's not going to be very different. But if you're off pace, it's gonna mess you up pretty hard. But to talk a little bit more about the mechanics here, to be really fast in this game, you kind of have to string everything together, and that's why you'll see me keep skipping across the water. Because normally, like I said, you can only go about 180 in the water. Here's a 360 for you. But, okay, I lost my train of thought because of that. Oh yeah, you can normally only go 180 on the water, so if you're going above 200, you know, you want to not be on the water. It's kind of simple math there, but alright, so here we go. Camera gets weird on me there, so I take it slow. Oop, I missed it. Wow. Good job. But, the other glitches that I'm gonna do can save, like... Oh man, come on. Alright, so... Now it's pretty straightforward. The other track I was doing it on, you know, it's like, you gotta find the checkpoint, but this is pretty straight from here on out. Here's some more 360s. Maybe. Gotta make sure I'm not gonna miss the finish line though. They can save anywhere from like 20 to 30 seconds a track, so I'm not too concerned about it. Alright, so Lost Babylon has the biggest shortcut that's not a glitch in the game. I just call it the super shortcut. And normally what I do is use a little pot for motivation and hope for the best. No, I'm kidding. Actually, there is a little pot around the corner that I use as a marker. And depending on where the waves are, that's where I look to see where I'm going to jump from. But I thought I'd just throw that out there. Anyway, it's coming up. One other mechanic that I haven't talked about yet is you can use the waves to bounce off of and make yourself faster. Now this is kind of a bad jump, but here's a spot where if you do it right, yeah, see I messed up. But if you do that right, you can get to max speed, which is 240 in miles per hour, and you can actually hold it. But alright, so coming up, here's this shortcut. Here's that pot. Ooh, I totally missed it. So you bounce off that ramp, go up there, and then you jump across the way to my right, and then you go through a little tunnel, and again you'll come out to my right now, and then it's right behind me. So yeah, I'm sorry I botched that because it's actually pretty cool, but on a good day I probably hit it 3 out of 10 times anyway, so not too concerned about it. Alright, so here is a whirlpool fling. You know, I'm not talking about the ones that you have on a cruise ship either, but the water starts spinning around. Then you use it in a couple of different spots, but you can use it to launch yourself out of there, and it makes you really fast. Alright, so there is a glitch on this track. I don't really know how to do it, so this is one I'm not gonna do. but I can kind of explain it as we go by it. This is another one of the DLC tracks, and one of the differences in the DLC tracks that they did was they made the waves way more of a factor, which is kind of different than most other racing games out there, you know, because you don't really have to worry about the track shifting around. So they kind of upped the ante in the DLC per se. Ooh, okay, so that was bad. Ooh, look at that. Doing some ballerina. Or ballet. So this is kind of cool. Here, it's a portal that you go through. And coming out of it, if you hit the checkpoint buoy, it will launch you up. And then you just kind of like let it hang out and it takes you out of bounds for a while. So this is really bad again. And then you let it just reset itself, and it puts you way past all of this stuff. I'm kind of disappointed that I've put on such a bad display so far, but you know, it is what it is. It puts you before that checkpoint that I just went through. So when you're going downhill too, that's another way to gain speed. And then if the angle is right, you can jump off of it for another little boost forward. No, I do not race boats in real life. So that was a really bad track. So remember when I said this could possibly be a world record? My lax performance here killed that. Monster Island is a pretty straightforward track. What's cool about it is each lap is a little different. There are some glitches that you can do on it that are kind of pointless, so I'm not gonna do it. But through this section where you jump through the mouth coming out up here, each time you come to it, it changes the track. So next lap I'll go left there, and then on the third track I'll go right. I guess I can kind of talk about the whole. Oops, shit. Botch that. You can bounce off that ramp. I'll do it next lap. I was getting sidetracked. I am the only active speedrunner of this game. There are a few people out there that could easily beat me though, if they chose to speedrun it. With that being said, on average, if you take out like, oop, wow, apparently I can't play and talk. If you take out multiple accounts on the leaderboard and a few cheated times, I'm normally somewhere around like 5th to 10th on the individual level leaderboards. This game's available on 360 and Xbox One. So I missed it there, but you can jump over that shack and it just makes your line a little tighter and you can carry on a little differently. There is a PC version of the game, but it's way different. Every time you move the joystick, the camera jerks around and it's not very pleasant. And, you know, you've seen me in the air a lot. They changed the behavior of the boats in the air for some reason. And it's a pain in the butt, so I can't recommend that one, but if you have a 360 or an Xbox One, this game is really fun, even if you suck at it, so I'd have to recommend buying it if you haven't. And if there's anybody out there that does want to speed run it, I don't know if I swore, I might have, I'm sorry, I usually cuss like a sailor. But, yeah, I mean, not even speedrunning it, but if there's anybody out there that would like to get better at it if they already play it or want to pick it up, I'm a pretty good resource for that, and there's a few other people out there that are willing to share their knowledge also. There's one dude out there that is, like, he's hands down the fastest. He's probably on average like 2 to 3 seconds faster than me on every track, but there are some tracks that I'm right on his tail, so. Area 51 is pretty cool. It's probably the coolest looking track. It's pretty technical actually, it's pretty hard. This game's actually really technical if you're gonna be trying to climb the leaderboard. Because like I was kind of saying before, you gotta use tons of different mechanics. And you gotta jump at the right time and all that, I don't know, all that stuff. There's just a lot of stuff that, you know, might not look like there's going on, but there's a lot of stuff going on usually.
Dr. Vector, please report to biosecurity lab immediately.
Yeah, that big old lizard thing on Monster Island will get you. Do not try to go through them. This section is probably my favorite in the game. It's really fast and difficult to do. And when you do it right, it's pretty satisfying, and I think I got it. Nah. So I want to hit that ramp, because when you hit the water, it slows you down more than hitting the ramp, and it kind of sends you flying. But it was close, so.
Awesome. Just plain awesome.
I think Paris Sewers is next. Forget, yeah. Oh, and the reason why I don't have my Xbox hooked up to the internet right now is because I don't want to ruin any of my PBs on there, because then the splits that I run against will be glitch splits, and I usually don't do that, so. So right here, I missed it, there's a backup strap. You can bounce off that bottom gear and hit the whirlpool better. But right now what I'm doing is a reset abuse. You gotta get the checkpoint, and then you come back here and press the reset button, and it puts you at the end of the track, so that's one of the glitches there. No, it's nothing special, it's just a glitch. I'll try to get this gear jump down. I think I jumped too late. Man. Yeah, and then there's one other track that has actually 2 reset glitches on it just like that. The last lap I'm actually gonna go around so you can see the entire track and what I'm skipping there. But on this particular track, I've done, I think, 23 seconds faster than what my PB is going glitchless. So that's a pretty huge difference. I want to get this gear jump. Yeah, I got it right there. It's really hard to even see it, but it pushes you back down, and it changes your trajectory enough to where you hit that whirlpool, and you keep your speed up and actually get a little more. But so yeah, this is all the section that I'm skipping when I do that glitch. And here, if you bounce off, I'm gonna try it. You bounce it off right there, you can get to this other, oh, that was close, other ramp, and it sends you flying, but you can use it to get way faster. So yeah, even not doing the glitch on the last lap there, I still beat my PB by 7 seconds. So wait, no, 5 seconds, sorry, math is hard. No glitches on this track, just straightforward. Same with the next track, which is Lake Powell. Yeah, quick maths, you know. Here I skipped that boost because I like to ski around it, because and by it I mean the ramp, sorry. Because otherwise you cover more ground before you hit 200, and then like as you ski, here's another spot that I skip a boost to do the same thing, but as you ski, you get it like on the water. So then as you're jumping, you're already at 200 versus being at 180 when you jump. And I missed the boost back there, so I'm gonna actually get this boost this time. So that's what it normally looks like if you don't ski.
Nice drafting.
And up here you can actually ski this entire platform, but it's super hard to do. Your angle has to be right entering it, your speed has to be right entering it. That's what she said. But yeah, so it's really tough. I actually try to do it every single time, but I get it probably like a half percentage of the time that I do it. But I guess you could call it a half ski. I get a half ski up there. I'm actually on a pretty solid pace for this track, which is kind of surprising right now.
Boost for the win.
Three, two, one, go, go, go!
We've got boost. Let's use it.
And I think I said it before, but we do use in-game time for this. And part of it was that I was finding I would have better times, but in real time I would be slower, so I realized that the load time is different, even just on my console itself, so it was a pretty obvious choice then to switch to in-game time. This police boat can get you. Oh no, man, I messed it up. So one of the reasons why it's hard to be really consistent at this game is, although the waves are usually where you expect them to be, if you're going the right speed, you're approaching it the same, hard to hold the same line all the time. So it can throw you off just a little tad, and the AI can beat her if she's listening. But yeah, they're programmed to be in different spots depending on where you are on the track and like where you're going and how fast. But on top of that, there's another element of randomness, and it's almost like when you get by them, sometimes they get nervous and they start to like do weird stuff, so they can totally crash into you and throw you off. And
Three, two,
here's another glitch to start off. You gotta go past the start line and then you boost back, jump here, and then hit the reset and you're up on the bridge, and that skips about 7 seconds or so.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
And then, oops, another one coming up here. You crash into this and you reset, and it skips that little roundabout there. And this is a suicide track too, so there's definitely tons of RNG on this track, and it's really frustrating because it's the last track. I've had very good runs die to this track, and I'm not boosting here. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is what this looks like if you don't skip that. So I forgot that time. That's good old muscle memory taking over there. Oh, rip, I missed that boost. I'm not gonna go around that part unless I miss the reset and it makes me do it. I'm gonna get this boost again too. So as I come to the finish line next time, that will be time. I really gotta get this boost here. There we go.
Long way down.
I almost missed it that time, but I kept it together. So yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in my performance here, but that's okay. I showed all the glitches and stuff, and that was more what I was trying to do. So time is coming up right now.
Victory!
And yeah, even with skipping or not doing the glitch, that second lap, still like 13 seconds faster. Thanks for the GG. But yeah, that's all 11 tracks in Hydro Thunder Hurricane. It's a pretty fun game. I definitely recommend it. Thanks for letting me be a part of this. And like I said, I'm kind of disappointed, but whatever, man. It's all good. Hopefully next time it's a little better. But yeah, I'm gonna cut stream and everybody have a good night.
Hello.